Hey guys, Magnus Robert here. So recently I did some polls on my channel where we were talking about which characters are the most evil, and I only had so many characters to choose from, and I've kind of done a part 5 where I've just taken all the winners of the four polls and put them against each other, and it looks like Alpha is winning the battle as the most evil villain. Now I thought that's really interesting to me, and I figured it'd be great to try and sort of measure which ones are actually the most evil. I'm going to use a little system. I've already tried to do this once and it's kind of failed, but we'll go into it. So here are the tiers. Too far gone. There's no good in them. Evil for sure. Too far gone is basically like a step above this, okay? Evil for sure. Evil, but there's some good. Redeemed themselves, but not evil, but not good. The good outweighs the bad. And mental illness. And that's for characters who are just mentally ill. Because I feel like, yeah, maybe it's probably not fair to rate them on the same level. But this one is a bit tricky, and we'll go through it on a case-by-case basis. And I might end up deleting this tier, but we'll see. We'll see, yeah. So I've devised this system, okay? And I need to reset my calculator because I already did this. So basically, mass murder is 15 points, and I'm going to try my best to remember, but my memory is I'm pretty good at this show. Like, I know a lot about this show, but I probably will forget some things. So please, like, take this with a grain of salt. So mass murder, right? I'm going to try and count every count. So if the character has done 1 mass murder or 2 mass murder or 3 mass murder, we'll see. Non-ethical murder, committed or attempted, that's going to gain you 7 points, right? So this is a murder that's not self-defense. It's not, like, you know, justified in any way. It's just, it's unethical, right? That's going to earn you 7 points. Any sort of grape or attempted grape, you know what I'm actually referring to, but, you know, algorithm, that's going to earn you 7 points. And slavery, that's going to earn you 6 points. So in terms of like counts of slavery, I'm not going to count the amount of people you've enslaved. I'm just going to count the amount of communities they've enslaved, or we know that they've enslaved. And then we've got assault, theft, minor crimes. That's going to get you 2 points. And I mean, this one is like really tricky because I'm definitely going to forget this one in particular. So I'm just going to kind of talk about the notable stuff, and this will include like people beating their spouses or children, okay? Because I know that's pretty bad, but I don't put it on this, like, it's nowhere near as bad as like slavery or grape, right? Maybe I should make a separate one for like abuse, like you know, abuse that's like systematic, right? That's constant. Maybe I should give that 4 points, because I think that can stay with you a lot. That can stay. No, maybe actually 5 points, because I think like systematic abuse can stay with someone and really alter their life for a long time, right? Just like this can, right? I think this one's probably worse, but this one's still very bad. So I'm going to give that one 5 points, actually. This one can stay with you, and that one's just obviously very immoral, I would say. And then, yeah, these things. So, yeah, I'm going to make a difference with, like, systematic abuse. I think that's a bit different. Right. So, well, let's try it out. We'll see if it goes. I'm going to keep a note of what the scores are, because we're probably inevitably going to, but I'm going to keep the note of the scores on my phone, because we probably are going to inevitably end up moving all these guys around. So let me just make a new note on my phone. I'll call it Villains List. I'm very prepared, you can see. So, yeah. Let's get into it. Now, we'll start with... Now, like I said, I've already recorded this video. I started this video once and it kind of fell apart because I think I was, like, summing up everyone's crimes into one thing, and I think that's probably not fair, because obviously if you've committed if you just committed one murder and, like, 20 murders, you know, one person's arguably worse than the other, right? Who did I start with? I started with Pope. Where the hell's Pope gone? I don't even know. Let's start with someone else then. Let's just start with... Oh, let's just do Simon, because that's a fun one. Right, we're going to leave him there for now, and then obviously eventually he's definitely not going to stay there. I can tell you that for sure. So, on the mass murder count, we've got one for the library community. Now, a lot of people forget about this, but in the season 6 finale, it's revealed that the guy that Simon hangs on the bridge, right? That's the leader, or like one of the members of the library group. And then Morgan eventually comes to the library group and finds them all dead. So it turns out that Simon wiped all the library group out. Now, I'm pretty sure Negan must have ordered this. This is why, like I say, Negan's written really inconsistently. Negan had to have ordered this, because how did Negan not know when Simon was using the library guy as like a tool against Rick, right? So I feel like Negan had to be, and like a lot of saviors witnessed that, right? So Negan would have to be either incompetent as a leader, or he knew about that. But maybe it was like a situation like with Rick where like the library community kept fighting back. I don't know. But so there's one count of mass murder for them, and then we also find out that he also mass murdered the Oceanside. So, well, he mass murdered all the boys and men in the Oceanside. That's another mass murder. And then we also know that, of course, he mass murdered the scavengers. So instantly Simon gets a score of 45. That's not great. Non-ethical murder or committed or attempted. Now, he definitely has that. Now, yes, I know he murders like in his mass murders, but I'm gonna count like different, like, because those are like, because he kills so many people, I can't count that amount of murders, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to consider like the library guy as a part of the mass murder. But we've got, he obviously attempts to kill Negan for a start. He obviously attempts to kill, who else does he kill? Does he kill anyone else? I can't think. Yeah, a few times obviously he's shooting at our survivors when they fight back. Now, I'm going to just give him, like, 1 for that, I think, just because I can't count for the amount of times. I think maybe that's unfair, but, like, the Negan one was, like, actually, you know, an actual attempted murder. Now, Grape is a no. Slavery, now, I'm tricky, because I think he definitely did the one against the Oceanside before they were Oceanside. That was him who did that, or at least, or the former leader of the Sanctuary. So I'm going to count him for that. The others were just Negan, I think, so I'm going to maybe leave off. Now, we don't have any, like, abuse of his, like, spouses or anything. We don't know anything like that. What the hell? Go away. But assault, theft, minor crimes. He's definitely got some theft. The Negan assault doesn't count because that was him. Like, that was organised. They agreed to that. Change of heart / save people out of it. That's a no. He's not got a clear mental illness. Is he a child? Oh, did I explain the redeeming points? So yeah, these redeeming points basically, these will minus from this score and hopefully give them this will help this score out, right? Take points off. So is he, if they had a change of heart, save people, and allied with the heroes. I'm using heroes very loosely. I know Rick's group aren't always the heroes, but just to keep it simple, I'm considering them the heroes. Saved people is obviously if they've, you know, saved people at some point, and I'm going to hopefully give them, again, I'll try my best to remember all of them. Clear mental illness is just a 5 points, because I don't think that's fair. I think that's obviously, like, diminishing factor. I think I'm probably going to give this, like, 10 points, to be honest. I think that, yeah. Minus 10 points. If they're a child / radicalized as a child and is still young, that's minus 3 points. And if they're just following orders, I don't think this is any excuse. So I'm being very generous by just minusing 1 point. And for Simon, I'll minus 1 point for the library community, assuming that Negan knew about it and ordered it, which I feel like he had to. And the show just, I don't think they can record, because it's just too blatant. The Oceanside thing was him, or at least from what we can tell, it was him. The scavenger thing was him. And I think, like, probably the some of the slavery was him, so we'll minus a point for that. So anyway, that gives Simon a score of 53. So 53 is a pretty high score. Now, from where I would, obviously we're going to have to do this as we go along, and I'm just keeping a note of what score Simon got. But for that, I feel like Simon has to go in. There's no good in him, right? I'm going to leave him there for now, and we'll see. Now, let's do someone like... Oh, I forgot to say, because I said a bunch of stuff in my... I've added a few extra characters here that don't constitute as villains, and I realise not all of these characters are villains. I just want to make that clear. I just wanted to have some more characters so this video would be longer. So some of these guys, like Ron, for example, they're more like antagonists. They're not really villains, but I wanted to have a few more characters, and I've also added some characters who redeem themselves, like Laura and DJ. So yeah, I'll just quickly mention that. I'm using the villain tier that I used a week ago, or whatever, when I was doing villains. So let's go for someone interesting. Let's go someone minor, like Fat Joseph. Okay. So this is an interesting one. So I don't think he's ever like done any mass murders. We don't know. I don't think he participated in any of them. Non-ethical murders. I don't think he's committed or attempted any murders against anyone. At least not from what we know. There's no rape. Slavery. He did kind of help and participate in, and reap rewards from. So that one's gonna get us 6 points. We got no systematic abuse. Assault, theft. He does assault Daryl along with his fellow saviors. So that's gonna give him 2 points. Now. We've got change of heart, save people allied with the heroes. Not really. Clear mental illness, no. Child/radicalized as a child, no. Just following orders, though. Yes for the assaults, and yes for the slavery. So that gives him an overall score of 6. Now that is a very, very low score compared to Simon. So I think that means he probably goes in. Not evil, but not good. We'll see. We'll see if that changes. Again, I'm keeping note of the scores, and we'll go as we go along. Right. Now let's do someone like let's do Pamela. I think this one's a very interesting one, so I'll leave her there for now. So, in terms of mass murder, she definitely committed or attempted to commit mass murder. Well, she did when she. Locked in all those zombies in the poor areas, and she just barricaded the estates. That was mass murder. Okay, when you do something out of negligence or out of she didn't care about the poor people, so she deliberately did that to protect herself and her friends. And sacrificed them because she also redirected all the troops to just protect her. Now, I consider that pretty much on par with mass murdering people. She was the governor. She was in charge of protecting those people, right? That was the rule of order. Those people were, the labor that they were giving was benefiting Pamela, right? And I'm not talking this from a socialist capitalist thing, right? I'm not like a huge socialist guy, but when if you're in charge of something, if you're a leader, right? You hold a burden of responsibility for your people, and so in this case I consider Pamela mass murder, right? I think that was her fault. On top of that, we have non-ethical murders. Now, she does shoot at the group. She does order the deaths of many of our characters, so I don't know, this is tricky for me because I don't know what exactly to give it. But I'm just going to give it a 7 for now, and we'll see. I'm trying to think. She orders the murder because she attempts to murder that big group, that group of people who come into the Commonwealth wanting to fight back. And there was quite a few people there. Do I consider that a mass murder? Yeah, let's just -7. There was a lot of people there. I'm gonna plus another 15 for that. I think that's probably fair for just the coalition people, right? Now, we got no evidence she does this. Slavery, though, she does do because she has labor camps. Now, that's slavery. Assault, theft, minor crimes. Theft, I think's arguable. I mean, yeah, she's a big capitalist, but I don't consider that. I don't consider taxation being theft on the same level as actual stealing people's supplies. She does shoot Judith, though. I think by accident, kind of, but she was shooting at the people, so I'm gonna consider that. I'm gonna consider that pretty bad. Now, change of heart / save people / allied with the heroes. No, she does. Yeah, no. Clear mental illness, no. Child / radicalized as a child and is still young, no. Just following orders, no. Now, she was... I don't know if I should add a -1 for severe grief. Maybe I should do that. Just following orders / dealing with a lot. I think maybe that's probably fair. Yeah, -1 point. She just had the death of her son. That's not a big excuse. And again, I'm just being nice by letting her have, with the just following orders. I'm being nice with that. So that gives her a score of 37. So what did Simon get again? Simon got 53. So Pamela, 37. Pretty high. Evil for sure. Evil, but there's some good. Well, we'll leave it there for now and we'll see. All right. Let's do... I don't know. Let's do Molly. Why not? Molly is a strange character. So, right. Mass murder. We've got no evidence she ever helped in any mass murders, so that's no. Non-ethical murders committed or attempted. Actually, we've got no evidence of that. Now, she does take Carol and Maggie hostage, and it would appear that they're trying to kill Rick and co. But to be fair to her, Rick and co have just attacked them unprovoked. So even if they were planning to attack Rick and co, it was in the benefit of trying to save Primo, right? And also, so I think for this, I can't give her any points for this. We don't have any evidence of this. Slavery, we do have evidence of, though. And I know also they killed people from the hilltop, the non-ethical murder, but we don't know if Molly was involved in those murders, right? She may have committed them. She may have had no knowledge of them. We don't actually know. So the slavery, though, is a 6 point. It's easily to clear that she participated in slavery. We got no idea of systematic abuse. We got no. I don't think she committed any. We don't have any evidence. Assault, theft, minor crimes. Now she does kidnap Carol and Maggie, and she helps to do that. But again, I understand why. But keeping hostages, as far as they knew, they were defenseless, like women, right? And that was keeping hostages. And I understand why they did it. But I'm gonna give them 10. I'm gonna give her 2 points for 2 counts of that. Now, save a heart, like Allied was saved. Now this one, I can't. They treated the hostages nice, I guess. It's probably I could. So maybe I could be nice and minus some points, but I think probably not. Clear mental illness, no. Child/radicalized, no. And just following orders / dealing with a lot. Now, she was following orders in terms of the slavery. The kidnapping, you could argue that she was following orders from Paula, because Paula was basically in charge. So that's minus 2 points there. She obviously got 4 points overall for that. So that gives Molly a total score of 7. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair. 7 points for Molly. So what did Fat Joey get again? Let me just have a quick look. Fat Joey got 6, so Molly only has an extra point from Fat Joey. So I think probably we'll put them on the same tier. That seems probably fair. Let's do Martin. Why not? Yeah. So, Martin. Mass murder. Did he ever commit some mass murders? Now, not technically, no. But because he was, they were going to... Well, actually, no. Technically, yes. They killed... We know that they've killed... They were going to kill all of... He was going to help kill all of Rick's group, right? So I'm going to give them a mass murder, just a blanket mass murder for that, because it's easier. And then on top of that, I'm going to give another one for, just general people, right? There was a few people we see get slaughtered, and obviously Sam. I remember Sam. Good old Sam, he gets slaughtered too. So I'm going to give just a general 15 for that too, because I think Martin participated in that. Now, non-ethical murder, he was attempting to kill both Tyrese, and we probably can guess that he was going to kill Judith too. I think that's probably fair to say he was going to kill Judith, right? And then he also attempted to do another mass murder on Rick's group after the fact, right? So that's another 15. Now, the cannibalism, that's bad, sure, but not really, right? The problem is cannibalism on its own is not unethical to me or immoral to me. Cannibalism is bad because you have to kill someone in order to get... Now, if in a hypothetical world you have someone dies naturally and they're cool with you eating them, I don't see a problem with that morally. Now, that might sound crazy, right? But think of it. Is there really a moral argument against that? Not really. So, yeah. Slavery, no. Grape, no. It doesn't look like they actually do that. Abuse, no systematic abuse. And then assault, theft. They obviously steal stuff, but I mean Martin is... I'm just going to give 1 count for that because I can't be arsed counting how many watches and toys they steal, but I'll just give 1 count for that. Yeah. So, change of hearts, I'll save people. He doesn't get any of that. He's not got a clear mental illness. He's not a child. Just following orders, though. So, he gets 1 for the murdering of, the systematic murder of Rick and Kerr. Obviously, in a sense, he is just following orders. I think he'll probably do it regardless, right? Because he's been radicalized in Gareth's way. But we'll do him a minus for a couple of them. A few minus points there. Maybe another minus point to be nice. Right, there we are. So Gavin Martin gets 57. That's pretty bad. That's the higher. Yeah, that is actually higher than Simon. Okay, this is wild now. I don't know if that to me doesn't seem right. I feel like maybe I should, when it's like kind of... should I add a genocide? Would that be like, maybe... I know I haven't... Yeah, I think... genocide. How do you spell it? Is that how you spell it? Yeah. Should this just be straight up 30? Because I feel like mass murder. Yeah, okay. Real quick, I'm gonna add. I need to figure this out, but I've already done it. I've already done it. Listen, this is under the assumption. Do I add do I just blanketly add like? So obviously, Simon had what 53. How many mass murders did I say he was responsible for again? I think probably like 2, right? If we minus that and then we plus 60 instead, because that was kind of constitutes a genocide. The library community, I'd say, was probably, although it only looks like there was like 6 or 7 people there. So I don't know if that constitutes a genocide for me. The scavengers just was a genocide. And he was obviously attempting a genocide at the hilltop. Oh yeah, no, he was attempting that at the hilltop as well. So fuck it. Yeah, I forgot about that. 83. Yeah, maybe that's better. Yeah. And Pamela. I don't think Pamela was doing a genocide. Yeah, no, I don't think. I think that's probably fair. We'll just do that for now, and we'll do it as we go along. Again, this is a learning experience, right? We've just got to go along. So yeah, Simon's now 83 actually. He's now gone to 83. Whew. We'll attest. So yeah, Pamela was 37. So Pamela's down here. Yeah, Martin's there for now. Again, like I said, this is all a learning experience for me too. Okay, it's not. I hope you just enjoy the journey. And let's do Negan. Let's do Negan because he's interesting. So Negan is now genocide. Has Negan now? Like I said, there was the library community, which I'm not gonna consider genocide level. We'll consider it mass murder level. Okay. He did attempt to also he's planning to kill all of Rick's group in the finale of season 8, so that's another 15. Now you can argue, oh well, it was justified. Now, non-ethical murder, there's honestly too many to count with Negan for all these bigger characters, so I'm just going to give him another mass murder point for all of his murders. Okay, just to keep it simple. Now great, this is a controversial one. Okay, so the tricky thing is with this is, did Negan have sex with his wives? Now, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the actor for Negan, said no. Now, the reason why Negan never did it, however, Negan in the show does say to Carl, I'm gonna have no time to screw any of my wives today, right? And he also offers Dwight oh, do you want to have sex with any of the wives? Obviously not Sherry, but you can have sex with one of my wives if you want, if they're willing. He says that to them, right? Now, to me, that implies that Negan is having sex, and he also blanketly makes out with Sherry. He just grabs her head and starts making out with her, and she looks very uncomfortable. And also, Sherry is traumatized in Fear the Walking Dead, and Amber is constantly crying and is traumatized. Now, to me, this I don't believe Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I believe the text. Okay, and from looking at the text, from looking at season 7. I think it implies Negan does have sex with his wives. I think there's too much evidence in favor of it and not enough evidence to say he didn't do it. Now, the reason why I consider this grape, right? The reason why I think this is immoral is because the situations that these wives were in. So let's take Sherry. The reason why Sherry became... Now, she actually did offer to be a wife, right? But the reason why in the first place they even left the sanctuary is because Sherry's sister, Tina, right, needed medication. And Negan offered her the position of, you can marry me if you want this medication. So you marry me, and Tina's like 19, 20, right? She's young. Negan says to her, you can marry me and I'll give you the diabetic medication, right? You don't need to work for it. You don't need to earn points for it, right? Now, the reason why this is bad is it's coercion. And when you're coercing someone, holding this thing they need to literally live, because if she doesn't have her insulin, she'll fucking die. You're holding that above them and coercing them to be your, quote unquote wife, to be your concubine, right? That is no longer consensual, right? You're taking the consent away. Although sure she's agreeing to it, there's no real choice, because the choice is have sex with me or die. That is essentially the choice, right? Or earn the insulin for points, right? But the point system is clearly broken, right? We see that all these people like struggle to get by, and they get abused like constantly by the people, like by the lieutenants and by like the soldiers. Like, we see the worker system is awful, right? Because that's why they're all suffering. So, and also that's just like, yeah, it's just fucked up. And also with Amber, so Amber's mum is unable to work and also needs some like medication, right? Some sort of medication. So that's why Amber is forced to be Negan's wife. And then on top of that, Sherry only became Negan's wife, right? Negan was going to kill Dwight, but she argued with Negan, oh, I'll be your wife if you spare Dwight, right? So again, all these things mean that what Negan's doing is not consensual. Now, we don't know exactly what it is with Tanya and Frankie. Those ones might have been a bit more consensual, because they might have just think, oh yeah, fuck it, I'll have sex with Negan and be his wife, and I'll get like cooler perks. But in the case of Amber, it's a +7. In the case of Tina, who he was attempting to do it with, is a +7. And in the case of Sherry, it's a +7. I don't consider those three consensual, and I do think Negan was having sex with them, right? So that for me is 3 counts of grape for Negan. And now I know people are gonna like say, well, he killed Davey, right? It doesn't matter, right? He's okay with it if it's framed in a particular way, is basically what I'm trying to say, right? Now, he's obviously not cool with forcing them, right? He wants them to seemingly consent, but that's not real consent, is what I'm trying to argue. Slavery, now, he gets 1 count for Alexandria, 1 count for the library community, 1 count for the kingdom, 1 count for the hilltop. Now, obviously, Oceanside was before his time, so he doesn't get a count for that. So that's... 4 counts of slavery? Abuse? Oh, shit. Hang on. Mass murder. He did also help attempt to do the one at the hilltop as well. I forgot about that. With the Whisperers. So that gets another +15 for him there. Did I count? No, I didn't count that, did I? Anyway, yeah. Abuse? No systematic abuse, it seems. Actually, wait, no. What am I saying? Burning Dwight's face is 1, and Mark's face. Because that's, like, ultra fucked up, right? They have to live with that for the rest of their lives. Assault, definitely gets a lot... I'm just going to give him, like, 3 for that, okay? 3 assaults there. Theft, he gets 1 count for the kingdom, 1 count for Alexandria, 1 count for the hilltop, 1 count for the library community. Minor crimes, listen, it's too many to count. In Dead City, does he, like, he kills a few people? I think I just blanketly gave him a mass murder, didn't I? I think I did. I'm already forgetting. We'll see. Like I said, it's not a perfect system. Change of heart / save. Now, I think Negan has had a change of heart. I think he's probably... I'm going to give him a couple for that. Save people. He saved Judith. I think he arguably saved... By killing Alpha, right? He arguably saved, like, a lot of people. So I'll give him... I'll give him a couple for that, right? I'll give him a couple for that. Child. He wasn't a child. And he wasn't just following orders, right? And was he dealing with a lot? Maybe. Also... His murder of the Vipers... Oh, God, there's too much to count. That's the problem for Negan. There's too many murders to count. Damn. Yeah, anyway, he has a score of 108. Now, that's the highest score so far. It's actually higher than Simon's. And listen, Negan is redeeming himself slowly. But I'm sorry. When you commit slavery, when you commit lots of murders, when you commit massive theft, when you disfigure people with a fucking iron as punishment, I'm sorry, my dude. You can save as many children in a fucking storm as you like. You can kill as many other evil bastards as you like. You can do all of that. But that does not change. Like, that does not, like, it doesn't change what he did, okay? Negan is one of the most fucking evil people on the show. And the fact because, like, now he's kind of, like, good and people think that redeems all of his evil actions, I think is ludicrous. I really do. Negan is very evil. So, yes, Negan is in the Too Far Gone, in my opinion. Yeah. I'm probably going to change how these tiers are exactly, like, sort of worded probably near the end. We'll see. Again, it's all about the journey with this one. Yeah, I don't think Negan committed any genocides though, and I think, to be honest, I think Negan's score there is probably understated because I'm just generally forgetting about a lot. So yeah, all right, let's go for Craven. One of Negan's very first kills. So mass murders, no, he did attack the doctors. I think there's probably a few doctors there, so I'll just give him a blanket mass murder for that. Why not? Non-ethical murders, no. I'm just going to give him a blanket for the attempted murder of Negan. So beating up Franklin, that gets him another 2 points. And beating up Negan, that gets him another 2 points. And he was mean to Lucille, like stealing the stuff that she needed. So that gives him 21. And yeah, so 21's probably fair for Craven. So Craven gets 21, which puts him above Molly, but below Pamela. I feel like 37 is far too low for Pamela. I'm just going to add a blanket 10 points to that, so it's 47. Because she, fuck it. I'm going to do that. So yeah, Craven's 21 points, so I guess we'll leave him. He's above Molly. So, there, I guess. Again, I'm going to probably change the names of these tiers, because it's probably not right. Let's see. Who else have we got? Oh, I need to actually choose someone. I probably should have added more characters. I think added more characters has made this video inevitably way more longer. Let's do Pope. I did start with Pope, actually. So we know that he's killed the Meridian. And I think on top of that, I don't know if would Meridian can constitute a genocide? I think, we don't know how big it is, but I'm going to say, oh god. Right. Yeah, I'm going to consider Meridian constituting a genocide just because we don't know how big it is. And then I think we'll do some mass murders because he's a mercenary. Now, we know that he also is like, they attack Maggie's group as they approach, even though Maggie's group, I know they were attempting to attack Meridian, but they had no way of knowing that. So that's a mass murder for all those kills and attempted murders, right? So that's one for Meridian, one for the mass murder of them. Non-ethical murders, he also kills Bossy. The one with Paul Wells is a bit different. I think like he's just uncaring is more what he's doing there. But he does also fire the Hawatcher with his people there, so I'm just gonna give him. I'm gonna give him just a 7, just because I've kind of encompassed that with the mass murder, with the attempt on Maggie and stuff. But for his people being there as well, I'm just gonna give him another 7. We don't know if he's done this. Don't think he's done slavery. Abuse, I mean, not really. Animal abuse, actually, because we know he abused. Did he abuse his dog? I think he abused his dog. I don't remember. I don't remember enough. But like, obviously he stole Meridian. And he probably committed some minor crimes along the way. So we'll give him another 63. Now, change of heart, no. Clear mental illness, no. Child, just following orders. I'm going to give him -1 point because he does believe that God is giving him these orders. So, fuck it. I'll give him -1 just to be nice to Pope. So that gives Pope a total score of 62. Alright? Which puts him above Martin. I think that's probably fair. I think this tier is unironically kind of working out, right? Yeah. I don't know. Simon being below Negan doesn't feel right, though. I can't lie. That feels wrong. Should we do Simon again? I feel like I need to do Simon again, and we'll see. 62. So yeah, he's at 62, which is above Martin. We'll leave him there for now. Yeah, I'm gonna do Simon again real quick because he's the one we started with, and I just feel like 83, which I've just kind of randomly, arbitrarily given him. I don't think that's right. So mass murders. We know that he mass murdered the Oceanside people, the boys and men. Now, would that constitute a genocide? I don't think so. The library community was definitely a mass murder, and we'll give him another 15 for the hilltop, okay? Because he was attempted to kill everyone there. Now we've got genocide. Oh, fuck. Okay, Jesus Christ. Start from the beginning. So we've got one mass murder for the library community, one mass murder for the hilltop, one mass murder for... Jesus Christ. What am I missing now? The Oceanside boys and men, right? There we go. Oceanside, hilltop, and library community, right? And then a genocide for the scavengers, because I think that was a bit different. That was like definitely a full-on... He was wiping all of them out, right? So that's 75. Non-ethical murders. He attempts to murder Negan, which... he attempts to murder Negan so he can murder more people. And obviously he was planning to also murder everyone else, aka another genocide, because he wanted to start again. He was attempting that, and he would have done it if Negan didn't stop him. So that gives him another 30 for another genocide. We don't know if he... I don't think he commits any of this. He definitely helps in committing slavery. And we know that he did that with the Oceanside. So one thing with the Oceanside, one count for the kingdom, one count for... Alexandria, one count for the hilltop, and one count for the library community. So that gives him 142. And it's a bit different because he's actually like a lieutenant. So I think, and also we know that he created this system anyway. Like he was doing this before Negan even showed up at the sanctuary. Abuse. I don't know if the punishment that was Simon's idea would like burn in the face, and he doesn't like help commit it. So I'm gonna be fair to him there. The assault on Negan was probably fair game because Negan said it, agreed to it. Theft, I'm just going to give him a blanket 10 points for that, for all the different communities that he steals from, and like, the hilltop and all that. Actually, no, he does assault Gregory a few times. We'll give him just one for Gregory because that's fair. Change of hearts, I'll save people. No. And just following orders, I'm going to give him a blanket 10 points for that. Being very generous because some of those orders are, of course, Negan's. Anyway, that gives Simon a revised score of 144. Obviously, Negan has 108. That actually is... I'm more happy with that, actually. I think that makes more sense. Simon, I think, is more evil than Negan, right? So, Negan, I think, goes down here now. And Simon goes all the way up here. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Sorry, we had to revise Simon. Let's do... let's do Merl. That's an interesting one because he obviously... Oh no, wrong thing. Okay. So Merl, genocide? No. Mass murder? So we've got the National Guards. And we know he also killed a few more people because he admits it to Michonne. Most of those are with the governor. So I'm just going to give him another blanket one for those, right? Because he talks about them. Non-ethical murders, right? So we've got Gargiulio for a start. And we've got... Who else? He kills Gargiulio. I think that's probably the only one, isn't it? He does attempt to kill Michonne. So we'll give him another 7, I guess, for Michonne. Yeah, and I know like Maggie and Glenn were getting brought, but that one was ordered by the governor, and we don't know exactly who was going to be the one to do it. So I'm not going to count that one for for Merl. Now this one is weird because he did hand Maggie over, but I'm going to be fair and not give him that. Slavery, no. Abuse, no. Oh wait, no. He was abused, but it doesn't look like he abused anyone. I don't think. Now, for minor crimes, I'm going to give him 1 for being a neo-Nazi, 2 points for being a neo-Nazi, because that's pretty bad. We've definitely got some theft in there. He was planning to rob the Atlanta group, we know that. And he assaulted T-Dog. He assaulted... who else did he assault? He assaulted Glenn. Yeah. He assaulted Glenn again, I think, didn't he? In the prison, they had like a little scuffle. I don't know who started that, but I'll just give him another 2 anyway. I think that's probably fair. Yeah. Okay, so change of heart / save people, ally with the heroes. Now, this one's a bit different, because I think, he had a change of heart. He let Michonne go. B, I think he assaulted Michonne as well, whatever. He saved people, and I think I'm going to give him 1 for Rick, 1 for Carl, 1 for Glenn, 1 for Maggie, 1 for Herschel, 1 for Beth, 1 for Carol, 1 for Daryl, and we'll just do 1 more for everyone else. And child / radicalized as a child, no. Just following orders. I'm going to give him just a blanket 4 points for that, because some of that was like pretty bad, right? Like the mass murders. We've got the mass murders and a few murders, whatever. I'm just going to give him a blanket 20 points, whatever. That will do. We'll go with that. Is there anything else I want to add to Merl? I'm trying to think. I don't care about him, the drugs. Yeah, I don't care about him being a drug dealer, really. Assuming maybe we'll just give him a blanket 2 points for all the petty crimes he's done, okay? Boom. Right. 22. I think that's probably fair for Merl. 22. He saved a lot of people in the end, but that doesn't outweigh all the bad that he did beforehand, right? He did a lot of, like, fucked up shit, and that, it can't all be ignored. So we're going to go with 22 for Merl, which puts him just above Craven, actually. So we'll evil, but there's some good. Maybe that's fair. The problem with Craven is we don't know enough, right? Some of these characters, like Craven, we just don't know enough about them, right? We only see them. Like, he's only in 1 episode, and he's just a villain in that episode. So that one's kind of tricky. Who have we got? Let's go Gary. So Gary does help participate in a genocide. Quite gleefully, actually. Mass murders. I think he does help. He's obviously down with killing everyone, so yeah, I'll give him just 1 for that. He's down with the other genocide, but that's like a bit different. I don't feel comfortable giving him that, because obviously it was Simon's idea, and he was obviously a Simon loyal. Like, yeah, and he's not like a lieutenant. Non-ethical murders. No. Slavery, yes, but I'm only going to give him 1 count, not all of them, because he's not a lieutenant. Abuse, he does beat up Aaron. That's more assault though, so we'll go for 2. Theft, definitely. We'll just give him a couple of counts for that. Minor crimes, no, we'll leave it at that. 57 is probably fair for Gary. That guy was quite gleefully helping in some of the murders. That puts him on par, on the same score as Martin. Sorry, gives him the same score as Martin. So where the hell's Martin? Who's there? Oh God, Gary is up there. Now Negan has, how many points does Negan have? Negan has 108 points. Simon has, a revised Simon. Yeah, I think unironically, I'm gonna have to put these guys down here. Yeah, and Negan just up here. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, really thinking about it, just because Negan's. It'd be like if. Could you imagine if think of a really evil person. I don't want to say the German. Yeah, I don't know if the name gets picked up in the argument, but the German man in that second war, right? That the world was in, right? The one with the mustache. Okay, that guy. Now, if that guy ended up saving children in storms and helping to kill an even worse bad guy, right? Or an equally as bad guy and all that, right? Would that redeem all of his actions? Obviously not. So I'm gonna stand by the Negan thing. I know people are gonna get mad at me for that, but that's how we're ranking it. I think that's fair. Okay, sorry. This video is probably a bit messy. I do apologize. I hope you're enjoying it though. So we got Brandon, Carver. Let's go for that guy. So, I'm just going to give him... Did I give genocide to... I don't even fucking remember. I don't remember. I'm not going to be consistent with this because my memory is like a sieve right now. Did I say Meridian was a genocide? I think it was, right? So we'll give genocide, Meridian. Brandon clearly was in part, and that includes like Josephine and all that. And then we'll do another mass murder for the attempted murders of like Maggie and her group. That gives him 45. This I don't think so. Slavery, no. Abuse, no. Assault, maybe, because he was like toying with his prey, like breaking like when he was like gonna kick Ezra when he was down, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna give him 1 for that. Change of heart, no. Clear mental, no. Just following orders, kind of, yeah. So we'll give him a -1 for the genocide and -1 for the mass murders, because obviously they were following Pope's orders there. So that gives him a total score of 45. I think that's a good score. Yeah, Carver, 45. That puts him just below Pamela. I think that's probably fair. Where is he? Just below Pamela. Yeah. Let's go for... let's go for Shane. Now, yes, people say he's not a villain. He's just an antagonist. I say he turned into a villain. The reason why I say that is like a villain is like someone who, does like malicious things, right? For like bad reason. Like Shane was murdering Rick, was trying to murder Rick, right? Because he wanted to bang Rick's wife. People like to say, oh, it's because Rick wasn't a good leader. Okay, that's cool, right? There's other ways to deal with that, but like other than killing him. Primarily, the reason Shane goes to kill Rick is because Laurie kind of gives him. Laurie says like, yeah, maybe one day we can like we'll be like we used to be, right? Like we'll be friendly together, right? She's obviously not saying like they're gonna be together, but Shane takes that as, oh, there's a chance me and Laurie can be back together. Cool, I'm gonna kill Rick, right? That's what puts Shane into murder mode. So Shane becomes a villain, in my opinion. He wasn't always a villain, that's for sure. He wasn't a villain from the start, no, but he turned into a villain, yes. So that's my stance on Shane being a villain, okay? Because I see a lot of people were telling me that Shane's not a villain, he's just an antagonist. He's an antagonist for most of season 2, but by that finale, he turns into a villain, and then he's killed. Right, so Shane, genocide, no. Mass murder, no. Non-ethical murder. Now, he does kill Randall. That's non-ethical. And he does try to kill Rick. And that was non-ethical. Oh, God. What am I doing? So 7 plus 7. Oh, fuck me. 7 plus... I know it's 14, but... 7 plus 7, 14. So, anyway. Now, this... I'm not... So, he does grab Laurie, but it's like... I'm just gonna give it 7. Is it... Was he gonna go as far? He kind of stops himself as well, but I'm just going to give him it anyway. Slavery, no. Abuse, no. Assault, theft. Now, he does assault Rick. Actually, no. Rick throws the first punch, but Shane escalates it very far with the wrench. So I'm going to give him 1 for that. Who else have we got? The fight with Ed, which I think Shane definitely escalated. He was taking his anger out on Ed, right? He was punching him whilst Ed was like, down on the floor, completely like helpless. I've just noticed my mic's been on an angle this whole time. I hope I've not been going in like a right ear or the left ear. And theft, I don't remember. We'll just go with that. 27, right? 27 for Shane. That seems fair. Now let's go down here. Change of hearts. Now we know that he saved. He had a change of heart. Did he have a change of heart? For some of this stuff, yes. If not all of it. So I'm just going to give him a -3 for that. I don't think he's got a clear mental illness. It wasn't around. Just following orders. / dealing with a lot. Yeah, I'm going to give him 24. I think 24 is probably fair for Shane. Because ultimately, it does put him above Merl. But ultimately, Merl like sacrificed his life, whereas Shane didn't, right? Now I know there's like that theory that Shane actually the gun wasn't loaded, but obviously we know the gun was loaded because the gun fires when Rick stabs him. So I think like Sir Ray was saying like he likes to think that's canon, but it literally can't be canon because Shane's gun fires when Rick stabs him. So Yeah. Let's go for Pete Anderson. No, Pete. That's not Pete Anderson. What the fuck? It's Spencer Monroe, man. Spencer Monroe. And not really a villain, for sure. I wouldn't say he's a villain. He's a weasel, but he's not a villain. No mass murders. No genocides. No unethical murders. No, I think all the murders he commits, all the killing he commits is like self-defense. Obviously, he kills the wolf. None of that. Slavery, no. Abuse, no. Actually, no. He like shouts at his mum. That's not abuse. Theft. He gets a couple counts of theft because he steals from the pantry and he steals some guns. So a couple counts of theft for him. And then also, I'm just going to give him an extra 2 for trying to be a weasel. For being a weasel against Rick. So that gives... now, any of this stuff? Oh, going through a lot? He went through a lot. His family died. His entire family died. So that gives him 5 points. So, yeah, I guess Spencer just stays there, really. He's got 1 less point than Fat Joey. So maybe we'll just... we'll leave him here for now, just so I can keep this tier free. And we'll sort it all out when we've got all the points sorted out, I guess. We'll sort this tier out a bit better. Don't think this is reflective. Okay, moving on. Oh, I need to actually pick someone first. Who should we do? Maybe this would be like live stream material, really. But oh well. I'm recording it. Let's do Jadis. Let's get Jadis out the way. So, genocide. She's got 1 count for... 1 count for Omaha, where she helped to genocide all of Omaha. She's got 1 count for the attempted genocide of Portland. She's got... And then I'm just going to give her a blanket 15 for all the other murders she's done under the CRM, because I can't be arsed like thinking about the world beyond right now. She does kill Hook, obviously, but non-ethical murders. So how many of these does she have? Not many, actually, in the main show. Now, a lot of these are, like, attempted. So, like, Negan probably was 1. And, like, Rick was 1. And Gabriel was 1. And Gabriel again, because she tries to do it to Gabriel a second time. But has a change. But she does have a change of heart. So, I'll give her a -3. Right? And she does have a change of heart at the end. But that doesn't negate all the genocide. Just because Jadis was like, oh, actually, I think I'm good. Like, as she's dying, she's like... I regret it all. Like, that does not help, does not change the fact. She did, like... And I'm actually going to... Fuck it, no. The genocide is way worse, because it was, like, hundreds of thousands of people. I'm going to give her, like, another... I'm giving her another 2 counts. Because, like... Yeah, the genocide was, like... It wasn't, like, a small genocide. It was a big genocide, right? It was all, like... it was all of, like, Omaha. And it was all of Portland. That was what they were planning to do. So, yeah, no. Jadis gets a bigger one for that. Now, theft, murder, I mean, this is all, like, minor stuff, and I don't think... I'll give her, like... Let's just give her 10 points for blanket, like, the theft of, like, the RV from Heath, obviously, that we know about. The, stealing the pantry stuff that we know about. And the general, like, betraying Rick and all that. We'll just give her, like, a blanket 10 points for that. So that gives her 167. Which might be... Let me check. Is the highest. And I stand by this. Because Jadis helped to commit genocides. Like, big genocides. And just because she had a little change of heart near the end, right? And because she cared for Gabriel. I'm sure Jeffrey Dahmer cared for... Well, maybe not Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm sure Ted Bundy cared for people, okay? It doesn't mean he wasn't an evil man. So Jadis, for me, is... I'm sure Simon cared for some people in the Sanctuary, right? We don't really know. But Jadis is actually more evil than Simon, in my opinion. She's up there. And whilst we're at it, we may as well do Beal, because Beal kind of falls under the same sort of stuff. So genocide, we've got... So I'm doing 60 points for Omaha, 60 points for the attempt of Portland, and also 60 points for the fact that he was willing to, like, just kill every other group that they could find. That was the whole point of his little thing, for the greater good of humanity, right, to keep resources. Now, was that somewhat justified? Was there a justified reason behind it? I can kind of maybe see his logic. Like, it is like the trolley problem, right? But we don't know how I don't know how informed his research was. So just assuming that like there was, it was kind of like that, I'm gonna give him like an extra minus 10 points, but that's being very generous. Okay, and in terms of the rest, I mean, really, we don't really see much more, like because we don't see his like mass murders and stuff. But what was Jadis's? 160. Yeah. So Beal for me, I think that's probably fair. We don't really know. I mean, I feel weird him only having a few more points than Jadis, but obviously we know that Jadis did more stuff before. It's just because we don't know enough about Beal. All we know is that he was gonna commit some cheeky genocides. So Beal is 170, the most evil character so far, in my opinion. I don't care, like, well, actually, no, I don't care about the trolley problems shit. I think that's, like, unjustified. It's entirely, like, just because you're handpicking who gets to live and who gets to die, right? So, no. I shouldn't even give him minus 10 points. He's got 180 points. I reset that. That was not nice. I shouldn't have done that. 180 points, the most evil character, in my opinion. So far, anyway. Okay, let's go for the winner, the person who won the poll. Let's go for Alpha. Let's dispel the myth. Now, genocide, I'm going to give her 1 count for the fact that she wasn't, she was intending to eventually kill all of the coalition. So I'm going to give her 1 count for that. And then mass murder for just like all of her little murders along the way that she committed before then. We've got like Mateus that she kills in Baltimore. We've got, obviously, she kills her husband. We'll give her 1 count. We'll just give her a blanket mass murder for all them, and another blanket mass murder for all the whisperers she kills along the way, right? The ones that like attempt like, challenge her leadership, and the ones who like catch her crying. Like, just give her a blanket one for that. No, we don't. It doesn't look like she allows this in her group. In the comics, obviously, she does. Slavery, I don't think so. I mean, I think like some of those people like don't really want to be there, some of those whisperers, but whatever. Abuse, I'm going to give her 1 count for her daughter and 1 count for her husband. It looks like she also abused her husband to me. I think there's good evidence there. And then assault, lots of that on her, like, on, the discipline she like does. There's a lot of that, right? Theft, does she still steal stuff? I don't know. She doesn't really steal communities away from people. She probably steals supplies. Oh, wait. Mass murders, the Pike deaths. Oh, that's another 15. I count them. I can count them separately. And then minor crimes. I don't know. Let's just give her 1 point to round it off to 90. There we are. So, honestly, for me, Alpha, she's evil. Sure. She's quite evil. She's less evil than Negan, though. I generally think so. Because Alpha never enslaved people. Alpha did, like, systematically try to kill a lot of people. But so did Negan, right? Negan was planning to wipe out everyone. Like, Rick, the entire, like, that's what he was doing. He said to Simon, he's going to start over. He's going to wipe the slate clean. Now, he probably wouldn't have killed the kid. Maybe he wouldn't have killed all the kids and all that. But, like, he definitely was going to kill everyone else, right? Everyone who was fighting in that battle. So, Alpha, for me, sure, she's evil. But she's definitely up there. She's above Pope. Way above Pope. But she's not as evil as Negan, in my opinion. So, yeah. Even though Negan has kind of sort of redeemed himself. Kind of. He's getting there. But you'll never make up for all the shit he did in the past. You just can't do it. You can't make up for, like, mass genocides, okay? You just can't make up for that. Right. Let's go for Maze. Maze is an interesting one. So, no genocide, no mass murder. So we've got... Or actually, we'll do a mass murder for his family and for, like, all the other people that he probably has killed along the way, right? So he killed his brother's niece and he killed his brother's wife. Now, I'm going to give him a slavery for what he does to his brother. Because I think, like, that's probably akin to it. Like, he's locked up in chain, fed stuff. Like, it's for his sick amusement, right? And then I'm going to give him a 5 for abuse of Aaron and the fact that he... No, yeah, I think the Russian roulette is akin to abuse, right? Because that's, like, fucking traumatic. They have to live with that for the rest of their lives. I'm leaving that there. Assault, theft, minor crimes, obviously all of that. I'm just giving 1 count. 28, maybe give him another count for... like robbing people, and the fact that he also, yeah, because obviously that he's done this before, it's quite clear. So that gives him a total of 30 points. So that puts him below Carver, but above Shane. I think that's probably about right. So we'll just leave him there for now. Okay, who else have we got? Let's go for... Yeah, we're getting into the flow now, I feel. Let's go for Dave and Tony. And we'll also do Sean, maybe? Oh, yeah, well, fuck it. We'll just do Sean. We'll do all three of these together. Because I think they're probably about the same. So, what have we got? Oh, God. So, we got no genocide. No, mass murder, I don't know. I don't think they... Well, yeah, we know that they killed They've killed people on the way. I think we learned for a bit of that from this. I'm counting the social game a little bit, but whatever. 50. We're just going to give him a blanket mass murder because obviously, and that also includes the attempted murder of Rick. And I think that's probably fair, right? As just a blanket kind of thing. So they were going to try and kill Rick, obviously, and Herschel and Glenn. So there's 3 counts there of, but then also the people they killed along the way, the ones we hear about. So that's 15 points just for all of them. It's not as many as other people though, so I'm just going to give him that. And then obviously we know that he did a grape on 2 farm girls, so that goes there. Slavery, no. Abuse, no. And then theft, yes. But I'm just gonna give them 2 counts of that. Yeah. Now I guess Sean. So Dave and Tony get 33 because I think they were in on it together. Like they were planning to kill Rick and all that. Now I'm gonna minus 7 points for Sean because I think he wasn't obviously involved in like the killing of Rick, and we don't have any like clear evidence that he actually was like involved in like the grapes and stuff. Well, I feel like he was probably, just from the fact that Randall says that he was the only one who like didn't do it. So Dave, Tony, they get 33 points. I'm just making a note of it, sorry. Sean, I'm gonna take away, maybe I just take away I feel like just 10 points. I feel that's probably fair. Because we don't know how many murders, but then also he was part of a group that was quite murderous. So, yeah, we'll go for that. Actually, wait, no. Because then I'm just giving him 5 points. So add 2. That considers 1. That's like 1 murder. Yeah, 25, that's fair. Yeah. So I give Tony 25. No, Sean, sorry, 25. He does shoot at Herschel, though. Yeah, fuck it. We'll leave it at that. That's probably fair. So he's 25, which puts him above Shane. And then these 2 are 30. No, sorry, they're 33. So that puts them above Maze, but below Carver. Yeah, that seems right to me. Let's do Joe the Claimer. Interesting one. So Joe the Claimer. Mass murder because he was attempting to, obviously, he was going to murder Rick, Michonne, Carl, and Daryl. I'm going to constitute that as a mass murder. Now, we've got the stuff in the web episodes as well. He kills some thieves. He lets a guy get killed. So I'm just going to give him a blanket mass murder for all of them. And also for the guy that he kills off screen that we see as well. So that gives him an easy 30. Now, non-ethical murder, again, Len. Yeah, I'm going to give him 1 for Len. An extra 1 for Len as well. Is that fair? I think that's fair. Now, theft. It was clear they stole from people, so I'm going to give them that. Slavery, no. But the grape, we get 1 count for Michonne because they were definitely going to do it to Michonne, and we get 1 count for Carl because they were going to do it to Carl. And Joe was going to participate in it as well. He wasn't just because he says first we're going to beat Daryl to death, then we'll have the girl, then the boy. So Joe was also going to participate in it. So that gives Joe a score of 53. Yeah, it seems quite low, but ultimately he didn't do as many murders. So yeah, Joe has got like a fairly low score. Obviously he's a reprehensible piece of shit, but I am basing it on I'm stacking up their crimes, which I don't know how useful that really is, but it's the system I've chosen, goddammit. So Joe, 53. Below Gary. That just doesn't feel right. He's worse than Pamela. Not as worse as Gary. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. But I think ultimately, like, murder and like, I don't think like sexual assault is like, you know, doing that to someone, forcing yourself upon someone. I don't know, like, it's obviously it's terrible, but like murder, like there's nothing left. Like you've taken their life away. So I think arguably, like, if they're not like, murder's worse, right? Or at the very least they're on the same level. And I put them on the same level because I find the former particularly despicable. But like, yeah, I mean, it just doesn't feel right that Joe's there. But I guess realistically, yeah, he has to be. I think that probably actually is fair. Ugh, I don't like being fair to someone like that. Anyway, God, this video, man, this video. Let's go for Mary. Mary. So, genocide? No. Mass murder, we'll do 1 count for the people that they've caught. Oh God, I've done 16. So just do 30 points. 30. So 1 count for like the stuff they've done to Rick and Co. The stuff, and then another count for the others. For like the other, like, not miscellaneous ones. And then I guess an attempted murder. Actually, no, I'm not even going to give her an attempted murder on Carol because Carol attacked her community, so I think that's probably fair game. But Carol was justified too. But like, you know, but Mary didn't know why Carol was there, right? So I'm going to just leave her for that. And then I guess a point for theft too. Yeah, so I guess Mary, especially because she's the mother. Oh shit, I never did like minus points for anyone. Oh shit, did I do minus points? Who was the last one we did? Joe? Oh no, Joe was the leader, so I didn't have to do minus points for him. Mary, I'm not even gonna give her like just following orders because she's the mother of the leader. So I'm gonna give her a score of 32, and that puts her just above Maze. Maze. My name is Maze. Right, let's go for... Oh. Let's go for... Bud. The biker savior. So. We know that he was going to kill... we get the sense he's killed people before. And I know I'm being generalized. And he was definitely going to kill Glenn, Abraham, and Daryl. He's going to kill all of them. Well, at least he was going to kill... No, because he was only going to kill Sasha and it. But then I'm going to give him... If I can give him 14 points, yeah. He was only going to... I think from what I was telling, he was only going to kill Sasha and Abraham and keep Daryl alive. I don't know. Because obviously he wanted to go back to their community. So he had to keep one of them alive, surely, to get there. So, yeah. This, no. Obviously slavery, yes. 1 count for that. Because he definitely was in... He was definitely involved in it, at least in some way. And theft, because he was attempting to steal everything from them, including their porn magazines. Terrible. So that gives him a score of 22. I don't know where that puts him. Oh. The same level as Merl. I guess we just didn't see enough of Bud, really, to get a good, clear view. But that's probably fair. Let's go for Owen, the Alpha Wolf. This one was an interesting one. So... Owen, the Alpha Wolf. Now, we know that he killed, like, Noah's community, right? I don't know if that counts. I'm going to constitute as a genocide. Because he also killed people. And then I'm going to give him a blanket mass murder for all the ones on the way. And I'm going to give him a blanket mass murder for the attempt on Alexandria. I'm just going to give him 1 count of genocide, though, because... I guess if you attempt a genocide, it's still a genocide, though, isn't it? Maybe I should, because he was attempting to wipe out all of Alexandria. So yeah, I probably should. And that just covers all of his murders, really, so there you go. Now, slavery, it looks like they did, like, they were, like, had people chained up, but I don't know if they were chaining them up to, like, kill them. So I'm gonna pretend, I say pretend, I don't think there's enough evidence to suggest they were doing slavery, although the wolves did, like, chain people up, but I think it was, like, they could have, because they definitely killed, like, I think that guy that they have chained up is called Dinesh, and the wiki says that he died, because we later see his body, so they chained him up and then they killed him, right? So, yeah, there's no evidence of that. And then abuse is... systematic abuse, we don't really see that. Assault, I mean, I guess he assaults Morgan, right? So we'll give him that. We'll give him 1 for that. And then theft, obviously. 1 count of theft for the Noah's community, 1 count of theft for Alexandria. And then obviously minor crimes like burning and like arson. Burning cool people's, Now save people. He did kind of save Denise, so I'm going to give him -3. Clear mental illness. He believes he's like a literal fucking wolf. So I think somewhat kind of maybe, but there's not enough evidence, so I don't feel comfortable. And then, yeah. So we'll leave it at that. 80. 80 points for Owen the Alpha Wolf. Which puts him just below Alpha, but above Pope. I think no, honestly, I think this is like aligning with my view. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Who else should we do? Should we do another big one? Let's do another big one. Wait, is there even another big one left? Oh yeah, we'll do Lance. Where the hell's Lance? Someone help me find Lance. Where the frick is Lance? Oh, I didn't miss him, did I? Someone's probably like, he's right there, he's right there. I think I'm just being blind, man. I think I'm honestly just being... Oh, he's there. Jesus Christ. He was alphabetical. Some of them are alphabetical, some of them are not. Okay, so it's confusing me. So I know someone was probably screaming at the screen right there. So, anyway, we've got Lance. So, Lance, we know that he does commit a genocide. He basically orders on Riverbend, so I'm going to count him for that. He basically orders that. And then a few mass murders for all the others, right? Now, I think it's pretty clear he was involved in the labor camps too. So he gets 6 points for slavery, at least 1 count of that. Abuse, I mean, no. He does destroy the corpse of Sebastian, which is a bit fucked up, but I'll just give him a blanket extra 10 points for everything else he does. All the other shit he thinks so. Oh, wait, no, he does mass murder of the cleaners as well. He gets another point for that, because that was fucked. That was really fucked. And then he gets no minus points at all. 76 points overall. I think that's probably fair. That puts Lance on the same level as... Well, actually, he gets 76 points, so he's got more... He's above Pope, below Owen. Higher than Pamela. But yeah, I think that's probably fair. I know I've missed a few things off Lance, I know, but I was kind of summing some of them up. 76 points below Owen. Yeah. I think he probably is more evil than Pamela overall. Right? Because Pamela doesn't have any involvement in the Riverbend thing. Yeah. Yeah, no. I think that's probably fair. Oh, wait, no. I'm forgetting one. I'm forgetting a big one. He was trying to wipe out like all of the hilltop as well. Obviously with Leah. No, I've got to add another 15. I don't think there's enough to consider that a genocide. But I'm going to have to add another 15. Yeah, no, 91. Lance gets 91. And also, wait, no. And the fact that he was doing, like, whether or not he would genocide Oceanside on a coin flip, too. I'm not going to add extra points for that, just because I don't know that for sure. But, no, I'm definitely going to have to add him more. No, so he's got 91, which puts him just below Negan. Yeah. No, I think he is more evil than Alpha. I generally do. That guy is far more evil than... Like, Alpha's bad, sure. Just because Lance didn't beat... I feel like people see, like, child abuse and they think, oh, if someone hits a child, it means they're... But, like if... I'd rather someone beat me than murder me, right? Lance, like, killed an entire community that could have potentially had children in it. I mean, we don't know. I mean, Riverbend had a pregnant woman in it, actually, at least. We know that it had one pregnant woman in it. Annie, Negan's wife, right? And he ordered the murder of that, right? So, at the end of the day... I would rather get hit by my mother than get murdered by some smug fucking Two-Face cosplayer, alright? So, yeah, Lance goes there. Let's go for Gorman. Haha. Little Gorman. So we got Gorman the cop. So, I don't think there's any mass murders. Non-ethical murders, I don't think so. We've definitely got 1 count of this for Joan. 1 count for attempted on Beth. I'm going to count the attempted. Slavery, we've got... I'm just going to give him 1 count because he goes with the system. He's not in charge, though. And then abuse. Abuse. Oh, I'm gonna give him 1 count anyway because he participates in it. But abuse, yes, we know that he abuses. Well, actually, I've counted. Well, the thing with Joan, I don't know. Do I count another one for that? I'm just gonna give him a blanket one because he's an arsehole, okay? He's an arsehole to all the wards, and that will cover everything out, and that will cover like the kidnappings too. All right, there you go. 25 points to him. Probably actually feels low, but again, I don't think he kills anyone directly, unless you want to say that he brings. Well, no, because he kind of brings Joan to her. Like, wait, no, yeah, because he torments Joan so much that she kills herself. I'm gonna consider that a murder. 32 points. Yeah, I think that's probably fair for Gorman. Yeah, so that puts Gorman on the same stretch as Mary. And you know, she was a great victim herself, actually, so I feel kind of fucked up putting them on, but then she also lured people to eat them, so fuck it. Let's go for let's get into the let's go beta first. We'll do beta. So this will be an interesting one. Was Lance just following orders? I keep forgetting to do that. Was Gorman just following orders? Oh, fuck it, I don't care. I don't think so. It wasn't a big deal. Let's do beta. Beta's, I think, an interesting one. So beta helps to do the kill top. I'm going to consider that 1 count of genocide. And I'm going to give him a few mass murders for the Alexandria attack, which was, you know, I don't think he was attempting to kill everyone there at that point. And then I'm going to give him another mass murder for like all the other attempts on Daryl and Connie and Henry and all that. So that's 60. And also, another one for all the whisperers he kills. So that's 75. Not this, not this, not this. Assault, kind of. Yeah, obviously assault, but I feel like I've covered that mostly. Anyway, listen. I've blanketly covered that. 75, I think. Maybe I'll do another, 2 points for, like, stealing. Does he steal anything, though? I don't know. Oh, whatever. We'll round it up to 80. Okay, I've just abandoned this fucking point system, basically. It's just for show at this point. But he's got minus 10 for mental health. He's got minus 1. We'll just do minus 8, okay? To keep it, like, for all the following orders, because a lot of it's Alpha's orders, right? And Alpha's also clearly manipulated this guy. He's clearly mentally ill. He's clearly been manipulated. And we see that because after Alpha dies, he just goes fucking cuckoo bananas, right? Because this whole time, Alpha's been manipulating this poor guy, right? I say poor guy. He's still fucking insane. So that gives him 60 points. I don't know. This is where I struggle. Because I think not all of it is mental illness. Part of me feels like it's not all mental illness for Beta. Because I think there is some part of him that's saying, right? There has to be. Because it's tricky. It is really tricky. I think Beta is mentally... I think I'm going to get rid of this tier to be, like, low-key honest. But I think Beta is, like, mentally ill. But there's, like... He does too many immoral actions where he clearly is... he clearly is there in some of them. Now, we know that he really breaks after Alpha, and we know that he was easily manipulated, but I think regardless, I feel like I've accounted for that enough. So I'm going to put him 60 points. That's below Pope, but above Martin. I'm going to put him there. I think that's probably fair. Because I think I've minused enough points to account for the fact that A, he's clearly got some sort of mental illness, and B, Alpha has like manipulated him and stuff. Let's go for Lizzie. This is this will be one. This will be an interesting one. So, no genocide, no mass murder, unethical murders. Now she did kill her sister, and she was gonna kill Judith, because she says to Carol, "I was gonna do her next," right? So that's an attempted. She was gonna do it. And then I guess I'm going to just do it like a 2 points for like the rats and stuff she killed. So that is 16 points, right? Yeah. I don't think there's anything else that Lizzie does. She's like clearly, she almost gets herself bitten by a walker, but that's like, I'm not morally morally compelling someone against like, you know, almost killing themselves. Anyway, minus 10 points for mental illness, because Lizzie is clearly maybe not schizophrenic, but something similar to schizophrenia, right? 6 points basically Lizzie gets, I think, on the evil scale, which puts her above Spencer, but below Fat Joey. Oh no, same as Fat Joey actually. Yeah, but clearly Lizzie is mentally ill, right? So, yeah. We've accounted for the mental illness, actually, so we don't need the mental illness tier, thinking about it. Let's go for... Okay, I probably should have done all the claimers together. So let's do Tony. What did I give Joe? Unironically... So, wait, Joe's score... Wait, there's an easy way to figure this out. Where's Len? Actually, we'll do Len separately. Oh, no, we'll just do them together. Fuck it. Tony and Dan, right? He says to Michonne, you'll get your turn. So as well, he was definitely going to commit the grapes too. So what did we say? We got the mass murders for all the... Now, Tony was a part of that. Oh, no, because Tony was in the web episode. So fuck's sake, we're going to have to do them separately. So Tony was a part of the web episode. So all the little murders there. The murder on Rick and everyone as well, including the claimer guy or whoever they were beating up in that house. So that's 30 points right there. And then we've obviously got 2 counts of grape for Michonne and Carl. Those that we know about, right? Because he was going to... Oh, did I do 7? Oh, no, it was 2. So what did Joe get? Joe got 53. Tony gets 44. Oh, the thieving and stuff. Do you know what? I'm gonna give Tony 53 minus like 3 points for the fact he's following. So I'm just going to give Tony 50 points, okay? Because I think like he's following orders, but at the same time, he's very complicit, right? And he was with Joe for longer, and we obviously see him in the web episode, so he's been, he helped to kill some of those people too. So he gets 50 points. And then Dan, I'm going to minus for like one mass murder for basically, one mass murder basically for the web episode stuff, because he wasn't there. So as far as we know, he wasn't involved. So that's 50 minus 15. So I'm not including like him, all the little deaths they do, and like abandoning that guy to get killed. Yeah, 35. That feels probably okay. So Dan is 35. That's above Dave and Tony. Where's Dave and Tony? Some other little awful people. But Tony and Joe, I think, are on the same level. And then we'll do Len real quick. So Len, I also have to minus the... Where the frick is Len? Oh, god damn it. There he is. So Len, I also have to minus the murder. But as well, I'm going to minus the Carl grape. The attempted Carl grape. Because he definitely showed intent with Michonne. And he also like had some weird comments about Beth. But like... in relation to Beth, but the only one that he clearly was like interested in was Michonne, and again, it was any other woman, maybe he would have done it, but again, we just don't know for sure. Maybe he was just feeling a bit grapey that day. But yeah, so I'm gonna minus that point for Len. So Len gets 28 overall, so a little less evil than some of his claimer counterparts, but only because he died before he could really commit it. I mean, that's ultimately the only reason he's probably there. If he survived, I imagine he would have also helped. He would have been cool with the grape of Carl as well. But we don't know for sure, 100%, so I'm just playing it safe here. So Len gets 28, which puts him just below Maze. Just below Maze. It's going to be interesting to put this tier together when we get there, okay? So next, let's go for Natanya. She's barely a villain, so this will be interesting enough, I think. No, she's not even a villain. She's just an antagonist, really. Not even a villain. So, Natanya... So I'm just going to give him a blanket 50 because it's quite clear that anyone that came across the Oceanside community, she killed, right? Tara probably, clearly wasn't the first, and also she did attempt to kill Tara, so we'll give her 15 for all those people in the past, and 1 for Tara, that's 22. Now, slavery, no. Grape, no. Abuse, no. Now, she does also, we'll give her 2 points for, grabbing Tara. No, because I think that's probably fair. She's defending her community. So yeah, and then we have change of heart, save people, ally with heroes. Nope, she didn't do any of these. No, not for, but dealing with a lot. She was dealing with a lot. So I'm gonna give her -1 for the murders and -1 for the Tara murder because she directly knew that Tara was involved with the saviors. So it doesn't like completely. It makes it a bit more justified, right? It wasn't just like for evil's sake. So that gives her a score of 20. Still a little bit evil, but she's less than Craven, Natanya. Less than Craven, but more than Molly. Yeah, I feel that's right. I mean, she did kill a lot of innocent people, obviously for her own safety, but still not good. Let's do Gavin. Why not? So Gavin. Again, we've got no evidence he committed any, like, helped to commit any genocides or any of that, right? We don't know. Like, the Oceanside stuff, we don't know about that. The library community doesn't look like he was involved in that, because it appears to have been doing, like, dealing with just the kingdom. Now, he obviously is pretty reasonable, but he does have 1 count for killing Richard, and 1 count for trying to deliver Ezekiel. Oh, God. So, just 14. Now... None of this. Slavery, yes, 1 count for, because he's directly the lieutenant for the kingdom. And then assault, theft, minor crimes. No. Wait, yeah, theft, yes, sorry. Theft, yes. Assault, probably yes, because he hits Ezekiel a few times. Anyway, here we go. Dealing with a lot, honestly, Gavin was dealing with a lot, alright? He was dealing with Jared. He obviously didn't want to be in that job, you know. So I'll give him 1 minus point, and he was also just following orders, okay? So we give him 1 minus point for that. So he gets 24 points. I think that's probably fair. 24 points. He still was participating in, you know, murders and stuff like that. But he gets 24. That puts him on par with Shane. Same amount of points. Yeah. So Gavin... Same as Shane. Next to Shane. We're nearly here. Let's do some spin-off characters. Why not? Let's do Codron. So Codron is now obviously I think I don't know if I can give him a genocide. He committed a lot of murders, okay? That's for sure. That's what we know about. And the Power of the Living, what the hell it's called. It also does some, I don't know if it's like low-key slavery. Maybe I didn't watch close enough. I'm just going to give him another 15. There we are. We'll just give him 30 points. Okay? That seems right to me. He's redeemed. Oh, wait, no. But he's saving Laron. All right? He saved Laron. So that gives him -3. Change of heart. He's also had a change of heart as well. And also, he was dealing with a lot because Daryl killed his brother. So I think in some ways he's not... Revenge is obviously bad, but... This is a bit of a justification. So it's 23. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Codron. 23. Yeah. Codron is 23 points, which puts him just below Gavin. Yeah. Let's do Mr. Croat. Where's Croat at? Let's do Croat. Why not? So we've got... mass murders for all the ones he does in Manhattan. And I think I'm going to do... oh, shit. We got torture. I forgot about torture. Torture, I think, will just be the same as abuse, right? But that ended up being murdering that Kingdom girl. So that's another 7. And then we've got, like, some kidnapping charges for sure as well. Probably another mass murder charge for trying to murder, like, all of the people in the stadium in that one episode. And then he gets none of these. Yeah, 39. Oh, yeah. Well, didn't he, like, kill his... like, or didn't his family die or something? I don't remember. I don't remember everything. And my knowledge on the spin-offs is not as good as the main show. Yeah, so the Croat... 39 points. He's pretty evil. But not that bad. So, below Carver. Not as bad as some of them. Below Carver. Again, we'll sort this out as we go along, as we get there. We're nearly there. We're like halfway through. I say nearly there. Right, who else should we... Oh, let's do the governor. That's a big one, isn't it? The governor, bloody hell. I was like, yeah, there's no big ones left, apart from the governor. So, governor, hit the right... Killing his people... Right, well, actually... So, we've got one mass murder for the National Guard, one mass murder for his people, one mass murder for the prison attempted. I don't consider that as genocide. I don't think there's enough of them. Or maybe I do a genocide, actually, because... Actually, no, I do a genocide for the second attack, because he was just going to wipe out all of them, and there was a lot of them at that point in the prison. Then what else have we got? We got the murder of Richard Foster, arguably mercy. The murder of Andrea was just cruel. I don't think he... I'm going to give him 5 points, because I don't think he... Well, Maggie says that he didn't rape her, right? But he did, like, kind of sexually assault her. So I'm going to give her 5 points for that, because that'll probably stick with her for the rest of her life. God. Shit, there's actually so... There's two... The governor did a lot, so it's kind of difficult. Michonne, the fight with Michonne is, I think, arguably kind of justified. Like, governor was not entirely in the wrong. I mean, Michonne, to him, just killed his daughter. Oh, yeah, he does kill Andrea. And he also kills Milton, so that's another 7 for them. And Merl, but I'm considering Merl in the mass murder now. There's too many to count. And Herschel, yeah, actually no, I'm giving him another for Herschel. We'll leave it like that. We'll leave it at that, okay? Right, now we have this. So saved people. He did save a whole family, okay? So Lily, Tara, and Megan. David Chalmers, he did also kind of save at some points, but you know, he died pretty soon after, and then he bashed his head in, so whatever. Clear mental illness, I don't think there's enough evidence for that. And just following orders, no. Have I forgot anything the governor does? Oh shit, wait, the murder of Martinez, the murder of Pete. Yeah, that's another couple for him there. Because those were clear, like, yeah, murders. And I think I'll just give him another mass murder for, like, people along the way. Because he probably took out the Vatos group, let's be honest. But he's obviously taken out other groups before that. So 128 points for the governor, I think, is actually probably quite fair. 128. That puts him above Negan, below Simon. Yeah. The governor did have some humanity, like, leak through here and there, right? Simon never did. So... yeah, so he had some comedy, but that was about it. So the governor goes below Simon, but still above Negan. So yeah, we'll put him there. Let's go for Winnie. Oh wait, I didn't do -3 points for Lizzie being a child, did I? Silly me. Not only is she mentally ill, she's also a child, which is kind of a mental illness in itself. So Lizzie actually has 3 points. I forgot about that. Oopsie. Lizzie, 3 points. So yeah, Lizzie has to go actually below Spencer. Right, we got Winnie. Now, Winnie does mass murder. Obviously, they killed. They're gonna. Well, actually, no. Wait. They killed Russ. They were going to kill Michonne. They were going to kill the kids as well. So I'll just do a mass murder for that, right? Because Jocelyn ordered her to murder the kids, and she was going to. But then she was talked out of it by Michonne, so maybe that's actually unfair. I'm just going to give her a blanket one anyway. Fuck it. A blanket one anyway. And then abuse for the scarring of Daryl and Michonne, like, you know, branding them. That's pretty fucked. And then a general, they steal stuff, obviously, as well, from Alexandria. So we'll give them one for that. But ultimately, she does kind of, like, she leaves. She doesn't, like, save them, but she obviously, like, doesn't end up killing Judah if she runs away. So I'll give her a -3 for that, for having a change of heart, in a sense. And then also, she is a child, so I'm going to -3 points for that. And then also, she is following orders as well. And also, she's radicalized by Jocelyn. So, yeah, I'm going to give her -3. So, yeah, 17 points for Winnie, okay? I think that's fair. Yeah, she's a kid. Should she know right from wrong? It's debatable. Winnie gets 17. On the flip side, I'm going to give the same to Mitchell. Where's Mitchell? I think he's here too. I'm just going to give him the same. I know Mitchell's a lot older, but, like, he's obviously, they've been a part of Jocelyn's group for a while, right? And I imagine he was, like young as well when she first imparted her sick ass worldview on them, right? So they are below Mitchell. Yeah, they're below Natanya. Mitchell and Winnie. Right here. Carlson. Toby Carlson. Right. This is an interesting one. So he gets 1 count for genocide and just another blanket for mass murder because we know that he's like, you know, done these types of jobs for Lance before. And that's it really. I mean, yeah, he like kicks Ian's body. But that's, yeah, I mean, that was like the worst he did. Throwing people off the roof and shit. So we'll leave it at that. He was following orders, so he gets minus 1 point for that. And especially like the Lance one, because he was kind of unironically blackmailed, but he also enjoyed it. So I'll give him another minus 1 for that. And that's all he gets. So 43. 43 points. That puts him below Carver. 43 points. Yeah, below Carver. Okay. I think that's probably fair. But above the Croat. Because we just haven't seen as much stuff from the Croat as so far. I mean, maybe the Croat's more evil. We'll have to wait and see. So let's go for Pearl. Pearl Fawn. So she was cool. She was on board with the genocides, but obviously only the later one. But that was the big one. But again, she wasn't committing it. Maybe she didn't know the full extent of it. We don't know. And then we've got maybe 1 for the attempted murder of Michonne and Rick. But then obviously it's kind of self-defense at the same time. Oh, I don't know. That one's a tricky one to count. I'm going to leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. That's probably fair. Maybe another as well for being mean to Rick. And a few extra things. Oh, whatever. Fawn doesn't have a change of heart. She is following orders though, so we'll minus 2 points for some of that. 37 points. Probably fairish, I think. What does that put her in? That puts her... it puts her quite high, actually. 37 puts her just below the... Above Dan. Below the Croat. That maybe doesn't seem right, putting her above the guy who was going to do that to Carl. But you got to think, she was on board with helping, like, genocide, like, full-on communities. So, not only, like, she was, like, coolly, like, killing communities that obviously had, like, children and shit in it. So, yeah, I think that's probably fair. Although, yeah, she was just a part of that kind of order. I think that's, unironically, probably actually quite... I think I'm being nice to her, if anything. Let's do Sebastian, another big-ish character. Okay, so... I'm going to give him 1 count for mass murder because he sent all those people in to try and get that money. Right? And I'm going to give him 1 attempted murder on, what's her name? Max. Right? 1 assault, I guess. Who does he assault? Does he assault anyone? I don't think so. I think that's probably it. I'm just going to give him another 2 for, like, his, like, fraud and all that, and his defrauding people and his blackmailing and all that. So there you go. I think that's probably about fair. 28 points. Oh wait, child? No, he's not. He's too young. No, he's too old to be a child. Mental illness, no. Dealing with a lot. I mean, he's got mommy problems, but that's about it. And does he save people in the end? Not really. So, oh god, what did I give Fawn? I didn't write it down. I have to go through the history. 37, yeah. So Sebastian gets 28. So Sebastian goes... Same as Len. That doesn't feel right, actually. But whatever. We'll stick with it. Same as Len. Whatevs. I know I probably missed stuff on some of the bigger characters, but I'm sure people will correct me in the comments. Let's do Gareth. We haven't done Gareth, have we? Probably should have done the termites together. So this guy actually led things. So it got 1 mass murder for all the people he did along the way. 1 for Rick. Did I do another count? What did I get? What did Mary end up getting? 3. Yeah, I mean, Oh, wait. He chopped Bob's leg off. That's another one. And also, he was attempting to kill Rick again, right? So, Rick's troop again. So, that's another mass murder. What did I give Martin? 57? But Martin was going to kill a baby on top of that. And Gareth said he might keep the kid. And then obviously we got blanket theft. We'll do a couple for them, right? For all the stuff. And then, yeah, 56. What did I give Martin again? Oh my god, I've already forgot. 57. Yeah, well, I feel like Gareth also would have killed the baby too, so fuck it. I'm just gonna give them the same score. I think that was probably a waste of time doing all that. I think just give them. I think these guys are as evil as each other, right? I think it's quite clear that Martin is like a sycophant. I know that Martin was following orders, but I think that probably like levels it out, right? I think Martin was, because even like when he didn't want to put the gun down, right? He wanted to keep fighting when like Gareth told him to. So part of him was willing to die to the bitter end. We've got Leah Shaw. So we've got 1 count of genocide for Meridian, 1 count of mass murder for the attempt on Maggie and Co. Another for the separate attempt of Maggie and Co. And then we've got 1 for the Commonwealth soldiers that she attacks. Another 1 for attempting Maggie again. Although I'm not going to consider that genocide because it's like the Hilltops like barely got anyone in it at that point. And that includes the final attempted murder on Maggie too. None of these, apart from theft of Meridian, which will just give her 1 for... yeah. She does have a change of heart at some points. Like she lets Daryl go. She's like nice to Daryl at points. So we'll give her -3 for that. Dealing with a lot, maybe. She does have like the death of her son. But we'll leave her at 89. I think that's probably fair. So it does give her a higher score than Pope, but you gotta think, right? Leah was living more than, and so she attacked like those Commonwealth soldiers, those like defenseless Commonwealth soldiers on the road for their supplies. And I think like that on top of that, I mean, Pope probably did kill more people. Again, we just haven't seen enough. So Leah goes actually there above Owen the Alpha Wolf. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if that feels right. Should I do a minus? Like, should I just round it off to 85? It doesn't really make much difference, but yeah, we'll round it off to 85. It doesn't make much difference, but like I'll put her there. She stays in the same place. No, because she just attacks like loads of people though. Yeah, no, fuck it. No, I'm sticking to this rule, so we'll stick to it. So we've got. Oh, Edward. I'll just put the same places. Owen and Edward have the same. Oh wait, I forgot the murder of the Red Poncho Man as well. I'm just gonna give them. Yeah, I'm gonna up their score. Should we do them again? Fuck it. We need to do them again. We're gonna redo them. Right. So we got Noah's Community is a straight up genocide. Easy, right? And we got the attempted one on Alexandria. Both of those are genocides. Mass murder for all the people along the way, like the woman we see in the woods, the Daryl and Aaron find, the Red Poncho Man. So that's another just a 15 for that, right? Just a blanket because they're characters along the way, right? And then we've got Owen gets a separate one actually. Shit. But we'll do Edward. So that's Edward, right? And then he also attempts to kill Rick. So Edward, I know, but Owen attempts to kill Morgan. So Edward's 82. Yeah, Edward's 82. But on top of that, oh wait, no, but also the theft. I forgot about the theft. But we'll just fuck it. We'll leave out the theft out of it. I can't be arsed. So that's what Edward gets, 82. But then on top of that, Owen, obviously that +7 is for. Wait, is for the non-ethical murder of Morgan. But then he gets another one for assaulting Morgan, and then also kidnapping Denise, bringing her in that dangerous situation, right? But then he gets -3 points for like ultimately saving Denise, even though he's been shot by Carol. So it's debatable, but I'll give him one anyway. So he gets 83. So he redeemed himself a little bit. But he's also still only... Yeah, so Edward's 82. I've just got to make a note, you see, because if I don't, I'm going to... Edward's 83. 82. And Owen was 83. So not much difference at all, really. But... Yeah. 83. 82. Yeah, okay. Oh, let's do Breon, and we'll do Tamiel. They'll be together. So scavengers. So I'm gonna give them 1 count for mass murder because they basically were like the whole rebellion thing. They knew that people people were gonna die in that battle, right? And they were participated in helping to Negan to take out Alexandria, basically, or like to subjugate Alexandria. And I'm gonna also give them another for. Not slavery, but mass murder for all the people, because they wanted like 12 people from Negan to send to the CRM, and they were involved in that. I don't know how many of those were murders though, so let's just be fair and say that was just 1, 2, 3. We'll just do 3 counts of like kidnapping, right? Obviously it was under Jadis's commands though, so I'm accounting by that from only giving them like 3 counts of that, okay? And then the rest, not really. Abuse, maybe. They help to abuse, to send people into that pit. I'll just give them 2 points for that, I guess, or whatever. 23 seems fair. They were just following orders, though, so -1. 22 points for Tamiel and Breon. I'm going to go with that. Oh, wait, no. Tamiel kidnaps Gabriel, though, on top of that. So Tamiel gets an extra 2 points. Breon gets 22. Breon 22. Tamiel gets 24 for the kidnapping of Gabriel, okay? Not cool, Tamiel. And she also robs Alexandria and robs the pantry of Alexandria's pantry in the thing. So Breon in the process. Breon is below Merl. It's below Merl, but above Craven. Tamiel is the same as Gavin. Okay. Where the hell's Gavin? Oh, it's there. She's the same as Shane as well, actually. Same amount of points. Let's do Crowley. Let's do Tim. Yeah, we'll do Tim and Crowley because they're the same. So they helped to kill the National Guard, that's for sure. So that's one mass murder. But that's the only one we know they were a part of, right? And they attempt to kill Michonne, right? So that's another one for that. And that's all we know that they definitely were a part of. And obviously theft for stealing the National Guard stuff. 24. But they were just following orders, so we'll give them -1 point, -1 point for some of that. Another -1 point for the theft. 21. Easy. There we are. So 21 points for them. I think that's probably fair. Tim and Crowley. 21 points. The same as Craven. Same as Craven. Does that feel right? Oh, fuck it. Whatever. They were just following orders after all. Who else shall we do? What big characters? Oh, should we do Lu Song? Lu Song from the Daryl Dixon show? Oh, great. Such fun. Oh my god, I don't know. So he does... actually, no, because he's not cool with the mass murder. He finds out about the attempted murder of Daryl, and he's not actually cool with it. But he does want to kill Laurent, so we'll give him 1 count for that. Sylvie was kind of an accident, so I'm not going to give him that. But he gets 1 for Isabel, obviously. 14 points. On top of that, there's a few murders he commits. I'll give him another for all the other murders he's kind of responsible for. But I give him -1 for following what he believes is a higher power. So that's 28 points for Le Song, which puts him at the same as Sebastian. Well, ironically, I think that makes sense to me. Same as Sebastian. Boom. And Len, actually, they all share the same points. Okay, let's do Guillermo and what's his name? Miguel. Right. So listen. Guillermo doesn't do any genocide, doesn't do any mass murder, doesn't do any non-ethical murder, doesn't do any rape, slavery, abuse, right? Well, actually, he does hold Glenn hostage, so 2 points for that. Miguel doesn't do that, though. Miguel's taken as a hostage, after all. And they also do steal the guns, I guess. Loosely, because they were left there, so they didn't know for sure. So that's 4 points. But at the same time, my man is caring for some old people, and a lot of old people. So I'm going to give him -3 for that. It was all actually a misunderstanding. And Miguel, on top of that, never did the kidnapping at Glenn. So Guillermo gets -2 points, right? He shouldn't even be on this thing. I shouldn't have put him on here. Guillermo. It was all a misunderstanding, basically. Well, he does kidnap Glenn, though. That's one bad thing, right? That's a bad thing he does do. I mean, it wasn't him directly, but he, doesn't release Glenn. He does use it. So Guillermo gets -2, but Miguel was like, he never even did the kidnapping, so he gets -2. And I think the guns, like, arguably not, because he knew that they weren't, he didn't even know they were Rick's, right? They were just left there after all. So Miguel actually gets -6, even less points. Oh, also, Miguel's like 15, so he gets what did I say for kids? If you're a kid, you get -3. So he's actually -9. Yeah. Miguel's -9, Guillermo -2. So yeah, these guys are literally in the negatives. So they're actually more good than bad. I mean, but we'll get into it when we actually sort them out. I want to get all the big characters. I haven't done Dawn yet. Where the hell's Dawn at? Yeah, let's do Dawn. So my problem with Dawn is we've not got mass murders. No. She does kill Beth, but I think it was an accident. So, because she's like mouthing, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to. So I'm going to take her at her word and assume the Beth kill was an accident. And Beth also did stab her first. So I don't think she's, by that logic, she's not murdered. She does murder O'Donnell, but again, O'Donnell, oh no, she draws her gun on O'Donnell actually. So he was defending herself. So that one. Now I am going to give her 1 count for grape, because I think the fact she doesn't do anything, she knows about it, she knows people are laughing about it, she's meant to be the leader, she doesn't do anything about it. I think she's complicit in it. Now she doesn't do it, so it's maybe not the same thing, but I'm only going to give her 1 count. That's why I'm only going to give her 1 count, right? For the Joan one, not for the Beth one, because she didn't know about it. And then also, like, she just abuses Beth, so I'm going to give her 5 points for that. Oh, and also on top of that, a count of slavery. Just for everyone that she enslaves in her hospital. That is slavery, right? They're in there. They're there indefinitely. They can't leave. Abuse of Beth. I guess kind of also the kidnapping too. Maybe a couple points for that, for the kidnapping. But the Beth murder I don't blame her for, because Beth did do it first. Also, she's just a weak leader. Very sad. Dawn gets 29 points. Which puts her above Len, below Maze. 29 points. Above Len, but below Maze. Okay. How long have we been going on for? I don't know. But it's all fun. Let's do Paula. Wait, what did I give Molly? Oh, I should have done these guys together. I really should have. And then I just like did the little disparities. We'll do Michelle though. Paula and Michelle. We'll do them at the same time. And also maybe Primo. Where's Primo at? Yeah, okay. We'll do these 3 at the same time. So Paula, we don't know if she could. Probably not. We don't know about mass murders. Like I said, non-ethical murders or attempted. The one on Carol, I'm gonna argue for Paula, and also the one on Maggie for Michelle, because at that point they were someone they kidnapped. They were leaving, right, which was probably justified. And they also, obviously, they were planning to kill. I don't think killing Rick's group was probably okay. We don't know to what extent what they were gonna do with Maggie and Carol necessarily, but we knew that they were gonna kill like Rick and all the fighters, right? But then I think that was justified because obviously Rick and Co had just attacked their home unprovoked. The ones with Maggie and Carol, though, there was two. Both Michelle tries to kill Maggie, but then also Maggie attacks her first. So Paula gets, and also Carol attacks her first. But then they have been kept as hostages. Oh, that's so tricky. I don't even know if I count that. Oh, I don't even know. Oh, fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it as one count. Right? And then everything else, I mean, slavery, yeah, one count of that because they obviously participate in it. Yeah. 13. Now, Paula has been obviously quite abused when she was in a previous life. Michelle's had her boyfriend died, right? And also she got a finger chopped off. So I'm going to give them each one minus point for having such a bad time. So that gives them 12 points overall. I don't actually think they're that bad. What did Molly get? Yeah, that's probably fair. Both of them get 12 points. I don't care. 12 points. Not actually that bad, ultimately speaking. They're just below Mitchell. But above Molly. I think they're worse than Molly, both of them. And then we got Primo, who, just starting with him, right? He didn't do any murders, from what we can tell. He obviously helped, in the slavery, though, of the sanctuary. But we don't have any evidence that he did any murders. Obviously, we know that Satellite Outpost did commit murders, but we don't know if it was him directly. And then, also, he was kept hostage. He did have the bike, so we'll keep 2 points for stolen property, because obviously he stole it off Dwight after Dwight was burned, right? So we'll consider that stolen property. Yeah, and then everything else Primo does, I mean, he's a part of the culture. But 8 points is all he gets. Oh, also, he saves people because he's like a medic. So he gets minus... What did I give for save people? Yeah, he actually saves people because he's a medic. I know, 8. 8 minus 3. I can't figure that one out on my own. Oh, my God. It's 5. Right. So, 5 points for Primo. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we didn't really see him very much, but he's on the same level as Spencer. He might have been a good guy. So we got Roman. So, Roman, we've got 1 count of slavery, 1 count of attempted murder on Carol, because yes, Carol had shot him, but he went on, trying to kill her. And then I'm going to give him a 2 points for basically torture, because he was torturing her as he was killing her. So I'm going to give him another 1 for that. So Roman gets 15 points overall, because yeah, I think that's probably fair. Was he dealing with a lot? He had just been shot and his friends were killed, so I'll give him minus 1 for that. So 14 overall. That gives Roman. He feels more evil, sure, but yeah. He's just above Molly, just below Mitchell. Just above Molly, just below Mitchell. Wait, what? Mitchell 17. Hang on, what? Where have I messed up here? Oh, no, I've messed up. Michelle. Paula. Michelle and Paula are 17. It's the same as Winnie. Sorry, there. Mitchell is... Wait, what? I've messed up so bad here. What have I done? Right, let me just figure it out. We're going to look at the history again. I just want to make sure I'm right here, right? Man, I've confused myself so much. Okay. Loki, I think we're going to do a part 2. This is part 1, alright? I've confused myself. I need to figure out. I think I'm going too much off track. So this was part 1. We're going to do part 2 in another video because this video's gone already too long. Yeah. So thanks for watching part 1. Part 2, maybe tomorrow. Goodbye.